hello there, Seraphim 17 once again. This is the finale of my Bloodborne no healing walkthrough. We're going to be finishing the Hunter's Dream and eradicating the moon's presence. But before we do that, it looks like I'm going on a little bit of an adventure. And I believe I'm going to be going on an adventure here because I have to pick up a piece of the umbilical. Because you need 3 pieces of the umbilical to get to the final boss, the secret final boss. The first of which we found in the abandoned workshop. The second of which we got from Murgo's wet nurse. And the third that you can get, although you can get another one in another area if you miss out on any of the ones I just mentioned. This one is going to be the one you get from Yosefka when she's pregnant with the whatever the hell she's pregnant with. And once you have all 3, you have to ingest them. I apologise right now, guys. The game is incredibly dark. I don't know why, but it seems like I was recording this on the base brightness settings, which is not normally what I do with these games, but in Bloodborne, once I knew what I was doing, I think I turned it back to get a little bit more of that atmosphere and ambience. Unfortunately, that is the kind of thing that suffers on YouTube because of compression, because of recordings being darker. And I can go in post and do some brightness adjustments, but it's one of those things where it adds so much more to the workflow of the videos that I make that I'd prefer to do it on the front end through the brightness settings than going in there and doing any kind of corrective tasks. The good news is we're not missing anything, so it doesn't really affect the video. The real fruit and the real meat of what you're coming here to watch is coming up in a moment when I fight Gehrman, the first hunter, and then the boss that shows up after him.
The night is near its end. You will die. Forget the dream and awake under the morning sun. You will be freed. From this terrible hunter's dream. Be freed from the night.
And it's funny because on my blind playthrough, I pretty much said, wouldn't it be cool if we went through that gate at the end of the game and fought the last boss? Or something along those lines. And that's exactly what you do. I just didn't have any idea that this would be what it was. And I find the Gehrman fight to be profoundly sad
Good hunter.
and amazing. It's probably my favourite fight in the game, one of my favourite fights in the series. And you don't have to do it if you're not looking for a challenge. You can indeed refuse and fight him, or you can choose not to and get your head lopped off. It's your choice. But for the purposes of something like this, it makes a lot more sense if me and Gehrman throw down. So Gehrman, as you've noticed, is incredibly susceptible to being parried. However, after a few patches, they really changed how much damage you could do to this boss. My character that I'm using does not have any of the Chalice Dungeon gems on his build. This is 100% campaign character. But we can still do good damage, and there are ways to do even better damage with runes and things of that nature. Once again though, I remember doing way more damage to this boss when I had certain setups, so I think they definitely tweaked something. Because my riposts just weren't doing the same. And this character is by no means the highest of levels, or the most geared, but he definitely came to fight. And that is exactly what we're going to do. As Gehrman just is absolutely amazing when it comes to speed. This is... what he can do in this fight is insane. It's straight up Dragon Ball Z. He is all over the place, he's incredibly fast, he covers an insane amount of distance, he has great damage. It's what a boss fight should be. It's a progression where the boss gets better and different. Like, he is way different in these final phases than he is in that first one, just through sheer capabilities. But after that, he is dead. And then there's going to be a little cutscene, and then we're going to be introduced to the puppet master all along, the man who did it all, the Queen Spider itself. The Moon Presence, which we go from a really great boss, which is German, to just this clusterfuck of confusion that is this creature. So, the great news here is this thing does not have great defense, and you can do massive damage to it. The bad news is it flails all the time. So you can get clipped by shit you didn't even see coming, and it's real confusing. But it can also be riposted, which is great, as I break my weapon on its forehead, and I do as many hits as I can do there before the riposte. That was kind of brutal. A charge R2 into an R1 into a riposte. That guy got shit-fisted. But that's the Presence. I don't know if you can dodge that take off all your life when it does that gaze attack, because I'm probably going to do a no damage run of this game from base level, and that is an attack I'm afraid of, because it's damage, and if it's unavoidable, that boss cannot be no damaged. It can be no hit, unless you count the gaze as a hit, which I don't think it counts technically as touching you, but I'm not too sure. We'll have to experiment. But I hope you've enjoyed this, guys. I hope you didn't mind too much that I spaced it out so that each video, got its own dues. But thank you very much for watching, and you take care now.